Yeah, obviously sitting here today, really proud man. I thought it was a top-class performance from everybody in terms of effort, commitment, our defensive structure and organisation. Obviously a team like Sundowns will dominate possession, and they will have their moments and they'll have their chances, but I do feel that even though they dominated the possession, if you look back at the game, it's not as if our goalkeeper Lee Langeveld had to make, many saves. So I was really proud of the effort of the players in terms of the way they defended. We always knew that our best chance would be on transition moments, and we did create a couple of those transition moments. Unfortunately, first half on our transition moments, final pass or the final decision just wasn't good enough. If you look at, we had really two good breakaways just before they scored the goal. So the halftime message was, continue, keep structure. The first 15-20 minutes will be key. Let's not lose our shape. We are creating chances, and then obviously to get the early goal in the second half, and then again, perhaps some sloppy defensive play from Sundowns, but sometimes when you work as hard as you do, you create your own luck. So I think today was one of those situations where our work ethic created those opportunities for us. And again, Ikram Reynolds, if you have a player like him in your team, you always have an opportunity to score goals. So he's been magnificent in this Nedbank Cup so far. I think he scored in every round, 2 or more goals. So, well done to him, but I can't single any player out today. I think every single player, in my opinion, could have got man of the match this evening. So, really proud of a really good performance from the team.
Coach, first off, as much as you are creating some chances, but you are not just explosive in the second half. My question is, please, Coach, don't give out any details. What did you say to them in the changing room? Just don't give any details, Coach.
Look, my actual message at halftime was that we're doing well. I thought our back four was really good. I thought a player like Mtetwa was superb first half. I just felt that in transition moments, the key was just, not forcing the play. Sometimes we try to play the through pass where maybe going around them and over them was a better option. And at the end of the day, I just reminded them the reason what we're here for. The message before the game is that we need to fight for the badge of this football club. We need to fight for each other. We need to fight for our family, friends. We have to fight for our supporters of this club, and also we have to play in a way that we want to honour Oshman in this Nedbank Cup run. And that was just a reminder that we're still in this game. If we continue to play and work as hard as you are in the first half, and we can get something back in the first 15-20 minutes, then we have an opportunity to go on and win the game. So that was basically the message. It was one of just continue what you're doing, just some better decision making in certain moments.
Coach, would you say they in a way played into your hands when you look at how they've struggled in recent times, just to go through the block, but they insist on playing through the block instead of maybe trying other alternatives and avenues? You say it's something that you expected, or especially with Sekhukhune coming in and heading
yes.
the defensive line as well?
Yeah, I think, we need to give credit also where credit is due. It's not easy for a football team to be competing on Champions League, having won the league, quarter-final Nedbank, ahead of a quarter-final next week, and in the Champions League, I think there were 24 games unbeaten. That pressure builds. It's not easy to sustain and win all the time. So at some stage they were going to have some sort of blip, and maybe lately that's what they're going through. But they're still a good enough team that even when they're not playing as well as they can still get results as they've shown. Although they haven't won, they haven't lost. So again, tonight was sort of that situation where I think just the pressure of just always having to win football matches sometimes does become a bit heavy on the shoulder. And all I can I was just jokingly, tongue-in-cheek, told Coach Steve, let us try and win this Nedbank. You go win Champions League, then we can all be happy. But I only can wish them the best of luck in the Champions League. Congratulate them on winning the league. And hopefully, as South Africans, we can all get behind them in the next coming weeks and months on their journey.
Coach, you hinted before the game about Rodman's absence and the high press, and both the goals kind of came from those situations. Do you like it when those kinds of things happen in the game, where you kind of see it beforehand that it can happen?
Yeah, I think yes. From a tactical point of view, I didn't fully answer your question earlier, but yeah, the idea was to just consolidate the midfield with an extra midfielder in Nduli. We then moved Jaden Adams wide just for work rate. Obviously, Devin was struggling a bit. Junior Medieta had given his all. He ran out of sort of petrol in the last 10, so that was also the other sort of thinking in bringing in Antonio van Wyk. I think one of the things with Sundowns from a tactical point of view is they're really such a good team, but I feel that two centre-backs, I would rather that they have possession. And we then just sort of defended narrow, try and not allow them to play, balls into Lende and Miami and into Zwane. And then our number 10 to just pick up Mokoena and let the centre-backs have the ball, because as much as they are really good defenders, they, with all due respect, maybe that's the one sort of area that we felt we can exploit and maybe just bounce out at the right time to put pressure when we can. I think in the first half sometimes we were coming out too early and then they would just break our sort of press and then it created problems. So second half was just be more patient with our structure and the moments will occur. So yeah, fortunately it did work this evening.
Yeah, Steve, just on the right back, in your team sheet, you cautioned us a little bit by putting Titus to the back. I don't know if that's your doing, but in your thinking, was Titus a contender for right back, or was Jurgens always going to play right back? And can I ask you to say something about a young man who played 94 minutes, he perhaps once or twice, and we were behind him, but second half, he was a perfect role.
Yeah, it's not my doing. I'm not too sure. I didn't see the team sheet and how it was structured. So I think Carl was always going to play. It was a difficult decision during the week. It was either Devin plays there and we start Antonio van Wyk. But having sort of watched the first game against them, our biggest joy came through sort of Titus and behind and that sort of space. So we just felt, if we want to win the game, we just got to give the youngster Carl an opportunity. Devin Titus made his debut here against Cape Town City at right back. There's an area where we don't have full cover for Dino van Rooyen, so Carl is a great character, hard-working kid. I knew that he would be able to give of his best, and he should play without fear. At the end of the day, I've made the decision. If it doesn't work out, then it's on me. So I just told him to go and defend well. Keep it simple. He didn't need to get forward like we would normally do with Dino. And I thought he had a fantastic debut to play 90 minutes in front of a crowd in a quarter-final. And to have applied himself the way he did was really commendable.
We're getting to the last three questions.
Congrats on the win, obviously. And you mentioned Oshman this earlier, and I saw after the game the players pulled up a poster, in his memory. You and the team maybe say at some point, an extra motivation if you need it, is to go far and have this brilliant cup run, for Washington.
Yeah, I think, our first sort of full match after the unfortunate passing of Ashwin was the Nedbank Cup fixture here at Athlone. Really good performance against Swallows. We won 3-0. And that just made me believe we've got a shirt in his honour in our clubhouse, in our meeting room with the Nedbank logo and his number, displayed with his name, and that's in our team meeting room. And I think this is a cup that we would like to, go as far as we can in honour of him. And I think it's just something that the players are feeling, and it would be great if we could. But I did remind them that should things not work out, that we don't go all the way to the final, we must not go there due to lack of effort or commitment or will and fight. So as long as they give that, I can't, complain. And I think we did that. Plus, I think we also played some really good football this evening, albeit with limited possession.
Really must be like coach from Stellenbosch. Coach, in this case, it's happening tomorrow, the draw. Are you crossing fingers that you play at home again with such a crowd, or it doesn't matter?
No, of course we want to be at home. I mean, I think we're starting to, it's a cup run that we're having a good one, so I do think if we were at home in the semi-final, whether we're down at Craven or whether we're here, I think we'll pull a big crowd, so I'm hoping for a home draw. Yeah, let's see what the draw holds. Is it after the last game tomorrow?
Coach, you did mention it in your first statement, but I think the work rate from everybody in the field today was incredibly high. I think that's last four games against Sundowns, especially. I think it's the 3-0 win last year, draw. I think the one loss, and this. You must be pleased as to how the guys. I mean, and it's a young team have been performing against clearly the best team in the game.
No, obviously really proud. I think the 3-0 win at Tuck Stadium, but they gave us a bit of a footballing lesson at the beginning of the season with a 3-0 win, and then obviously we had a really commendable draw against them at Donny Craven, and obviously a win today. So I get a feel that probably when the draw was made, we didn't want to draw them, and I think of all the other teams, they may not have wanted to play us, especially away at home. So yeah, to be able to do that, I think. Obviously with the suspensions of Van Rooyen and Mgaga, injury to De Jong, for example, we had 10 players of the age 22 and younger in the squad today. 5 started, 5 on the bench, 2 debuts, one for Carl Jurgens, Ethan Felix on the bench. So I also think when you play a team like Sundowns, speed, intensity, energy, they don't really appreciate. So yeah, a nice youthful squad today. Yeah, we'll have more players coming back. Still 2 important matches to come up, especially in the league. Swallows at home and Arrows at home. We need to forget about this as quickly as possible. Tomorrow get back to 0 and concentrate on 2 very big home PSL fixtures that we need to get past.
Well, thank you everybody. That concludes this evening's press conference.
Stellies! Go,